Grip strength is an important but often overlooked or not even considered part of shooting a handgun. If you've been shooting for any length of time, you've probably at some point had a failure to extract or failure to eject or a double feed or some other type of malfunction that can, in many cases, be related to gripping the gun. And you've probably also heard of the term limp wristing. And limp wristing is often attributed to not holding a gun tight enough, particularly with the polymer framed or very light framed guns. Again, simple physics on that. If you have a lot of mass that's trying to move, such as the slide and barrel on a handgun that's being fired, but the frame is really light and there's not a lot of grip resistance to keep that from moving, then the frame is going to rotate with the barrel and the slide, and it's going to keep the gun from cycling properly. So that's why grip strength is important. And for many of us that were shooting a long time ago, we developed grip strength with your basic wishbone hand squeezer. And carried one of, actually I've still got one of these in each car. I still use it regularly. And I'm sure a lot of people use any of a variety of different types of ways to strengthen the hand. And that's good because hand strength is important. However, there are a couple of drawbacks to almost every one on the table here. Particularly starting with the old grip squeezer, a couple of different varieties here. This one here is about a $14 device, and actually the company that makes these has them in 4 different weights from 50, 100, 150, and 200 pound grip strength. This one is 100 pounds, and working this or working it and holding it, doing both, providing you're doing it with your arm straight, not just tucked down here where you get more leverage, and working this with both hands is a good way to develop strength. But one other thing that this does, particularly when you're moving it in and out like this, is moving all of your fingers. One of the problems I see with new shooters, or even experienced shooters who've been shooting a long time but still are having a problem with grouping, and that is what I call milking the grip, or even just changing the grip. I can stand next to a shooter and not watch where they're hitting on the target, but just watch their hands, and often know if that shooter is going to have a good shot or if that shot is going to be somewhere off of their aiming point. Just how their hand changes ever so slightly as they're gripping the gun and as they're working the trigger. And again, if you've got a grip squeezer like this, then you're working your trigger finger and your hand all at the same time. Good for building up strength, as is this one right here. And these come in a couple of different weights. This particular one is about a $9 device, and it's adjustable in weight from 5 to 60 kilograms is what it says. The weight adjusts as the spring moves out, so you can change the weight on this one. You can get them in a whole kit like this mandrel one here. This whole kit was like only $14. It's got the spring tension type that's adjustable. It's got a heavy rubber donut that you can squeeze. And this is also somewhat interesting in that it has a palm swell on it, almost like a pistol grip, although there's some drawbacks to this, and this particular one is not very heavy in tension. Now we'll come back to this one in a little bit. There's certainly the ball that you can squeeze. There are a lot of different devices for this. Years ago, I had a company called Gripmaster, and by the way, they're still in business. They made finger strength devices for mountain climbers or others who just wanted to develop their strength. And when I first saw this, it was interesting because it does help develop the grip. Except you can see as you're trying to work the trigger, it's natural to be pulling in the rest of the grip as you're doing it. So I asked Gripmaster if they would make up a model with a palm swell that's locked in so you can't tighten the back portion, and also put a sighting device on it. And they did, and we actually had a number of these way back in when I was teaching the academy, and you can see where the grip doesn't tighten on this, where if you just squeeze with the bottom 3 fingers, you can independently work the trigger finger, and you can do this while sighting down the sight plane. This particular one is a medium strength. Gripmaster makes these in 5 different strengths, from extra light all the way up to heavy tension, and they're color coded. This particular one is the light tension one, and again, you can do the same thing. You can grip with your grip hand in a normal type of grip and work just the trigger finger. And that's the problem with all these others, is you're squeezing. Squeeze is a gross motor function. And when the brain thinks squeeze, it's not thinking just press. It's thinking squeeze. And again, a lot of people are changing their grip as they're working the trigger. And if you tighten hand muscles while you're working the trigger, that can very easily throw your shot off. So all of these things are great for developing hand strength, but not so good when it comes to separating the hand strength from the trigger finger action. Ideally, you want to lock your hands in one position with the gun, and then the only muscle group that moves is the muscle group that controls your trigger finger, and that needs to work independently of everything else. So all of these things are great if you work them right, but working them right is the key, and working them in conjunction with something else. And to me, the best thing to work them in conjunction with is a double action revolver, and work the grip strength independent from the trigger finger, or vice versa. Think of the trigger finger independent from the grip strength. By the way, this gun obviously is loaded. I pulled the trigger 5 or 6 times and it didn't go off because it has been safety checked ahead of time. But to me, the double action revolver is the best way to make sure that you can separate grip strength and trigger finger, particularly if you're sighting it, making sure the sights stay aligned during the entire stroke of the trigger, and hammer fall and follow through. A couple other things that can be done in conjunction with this. One is tracking your grip strength. And this particular device here, you can set it up for your age, you can set it up for your gender, and you can determine what your strength is in relationship to your age. And based on age, it'll tell you if it's strong, medium, weak, otherwise. So it's a good device that can actually be adjusted for the size of your hand and so forth. You can set it for a number of different users based on age and gender. And using this as a good baseline to track your progress, to see if your grip strength work is actually helping you progress. Oh, by the way, this can also be set in pounds or kilograms, or you can turn it off. So you can set pounds or kilograms either way. So it's a good, and this is, by the way, this is about a $30 device, and a good way to track your progress. One other thing that's overlooked in shooting is going beyond hand strength, and that is wrist strength. This particular device right here only cost about $11 or $12, and you can work grip strength, wrist strength this way, or this is adjustable up and down, so you can fit different size hands, different tension, and you can work on your grip strength or wrist strength this way. So again, a good addition to working with just your hand strength indicators. And again, I said we'd come back to this. This is one other item that's overlooked in working your grip strength, and that is reverse strength. Everybody talks about gripping, but it helps to work your muscles in the opposite direction too. Now, I'm no sports physical therapist. I just believe in working muscles in a variety of different ways, and this helps you work out as well as in. So it's important to develop that grip strength to keep from getting those failure to extract, failure to eject, double feeds, limp wristing things, and so forth that come with semi-automatic guns. It's important to be able to build up your arm strength so you can hold your firearm up. But when you do it, bear in mind that you need to be able to separate your grip strength action from your trigger finger action. If you can't get in the habit where you don't change your grip tension as you work your trigger finger, you're going to continue to have those larger groups or those shots that don't always go where you want them. So grip strength, yes. Proper use of grip strength, absolutely. Use these devices, work on that strength, track your progress, work on the wrist strength, and separate your trigger finger from the grip strength. Just another short tip from Rider's Range on how to improve your skills. And I brought this up because very shortly we're going to be starting the reviews of several Commander series guns during our Great Affordable 1911 series. And the first guns we're going to look at are both going to be alloy framed 45s, so more recoil, less frame mass to suppress that recoil, therefore grip strength is increasingly important. If you like these videos, by all means give us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and click on the notifications bell if you want to see what's coming up on Riders Range, or you can also go to our website, www.ridersrange.com, and see a playlist of videos that we have scheduled, or also have links to all of the other videos that we have posted. So once again, I thank you for visiting Riders Range.